What up? We're back. What's up? What's up, Michael?
What's good, bro?
How you been?
Tired as fuck, but like I was telling you, I'm good, bro. I've honestly been really good. Like this fool was saying, we back at GCU. This is where I go to school. So I just started my sophomore year, and it's been wild, dude. College has been wild, honestly.
Think so?
Yeah, college has been
Major in
nuts.
psychology?
Yeah, forensic psychology.
Forensic psychology. You really think this dude who's all tatted up and
Hey, you never. Hey, bro, I seen some motherfuckers, man.
is gonna be a forensic officer or something like that?
Yeah,
I can see it. I can see it because I can feel like the people who are in trouble or like you're questioning or something, they might vibe with you a little bit more because they see your tattoos and shit.
Yeah.
All right, bet I could probably,
you know what I'm saying?
snitch on myself or something like that. But I don't know. Yeah, we're back. This is episode, I don't remember what of the podcast.
I think it's 9.
Nah, I restarted this shit. I think this is like 6.
6?
6 or 5.
Sure.
But yeah,
I was watching the last one you posted, the convoluted consciousness.
Convoluted consciousness.
Yeah, I was watching that one. Yeah.
I took that one at First Friday. You know where they have the little
Yeah, you were
art
talking about
museum?
the First Friday, but I didn't know it was on First Friday. That's all.
Oh, it was not on First Friday.
Oh, okay.
It's at the car pass. No, most definitely, I would never do that shit on First Friday because there's just way too many people that pass through that street, and on top of that,
you'd have to have the microphone like right here type shit.
It gets loud. It gets loud.
It does. It gets very loud. Yeah.
And it gets crowded as fuck. I love First Friday, but I've definitely maybe we could like record a video and see if we could make it happen. But like lately, especially now that it's cooling down, I don't think it's possible.
Yeah.
Like even when I was there doing it, people walking by were just fucking staring me down. I'm like,
yeah,
because I'm still not used to this shit. But yeah.
That's wild.
So what you want to talk about?
But like we was talking about just like the whole relationship thing, man, and that's what I was actually talking to Ronnie about. Him and I went to the Zip Sports Pro and the bar thing.
Oh yeah, I forget.
Yeah.
So GCU has like their own stores that students could like work at, and they have like their own grill, like a sport. It's not a sports bar because it's a fucking college campus, but it's like a sports bar where people could go watch the game or eat or whatever.
Yeah.
It looks cool. I seen the menu like once, and I was like, damn, I would kind of be down to eat there. But yeah,
it's hard. I couldn't imagine living here on campus. Like I want to, like I was saying, but at the same time, it's just because of the food and the same repetitive stuff. Like I'd get sick of it real quick. You know? But I was talking to Ronnie. He was eating wings and talking about just relationships and the music business, and just explaining to him what I was going through with my situation with my lady, and just talking about how she and I are handling things and dealing with things pertaining to like just trust and really working through our own traumas that we have through our own end and together as well, you know. And it's been quite the process, to be honest.
Yeah, you know, I've only been in one relationship, but the thing I learned or took away from that relationship the most is that trust is the number one factor to hold it all together. Like,
it's definitely, well, and that's hard too, because it's like
trust and communication. You need to communicate.
And that's the thing. So it's like, I know you have that trust, communication, like the honesty and everything else that falls into that, but I think it's also having to dive deeper and look at it like, okay, but what is trust? And in this relationship, what does that trust look like? You know what I'm saying? Because
what level of intimacy? Not even intimacy, but like
going back and forth talking with people about it. It's like, what does trust look like, and how do you implement that into a relationship? You know, like the way someone put it was like,
yeah, you were saying about trust.
So just trust in general, like. The way someone had put it was, how are you going to have trust for someone, and that trust being expectations that you've set for them in your own head, or expectations that you've set for them, even though these are basically kind of expectations for yourself, and because they're their own individual and they're going to do whatever they want regardless. And some people have been talking about, well, trust is just being able to trust if you're going to be okay whether or not your partner is going to do something wrong or not, you know?
Yeah.
So that's the kind of conversations I've been having with people, you know, and especially the situation that I was dealing with in my situation, you know. It's just a lot to think about, you know, but it's important not to overthink it at the same time, you know.
One thing I definitely say is it's two different things. It's expectations and obviously the trust. Like trust is like, oh, you can go out with your friends to wherever or like the bar, just a random example, and I know that you ain't gonna be on some funny business, right? But like expectations would be like, oh, I expect you to like treat me a certain way. I expect you to do this when we're doing that or whatever. It's things like that. And I can definitely I've been in a situation where like there's a double standard where like let's just say this, like my ex was toxic as fuck. You remember her. Her name was I'm not gonna say her name. But basically she was very toxic, and in the beginning she made me like delete on my social media all the women that I had there, even if they were like friends. The only people I was allowed to have was my sisters and shit, and that was it. But then we'd be at school and like this person would be hugging like 3 different guys while I'm there, and I'm like, it's petty back then, and I didn't give a fuck back then. But then I brought it up as like, hey, if you expect me to do this and that, if you're gonna treat me like this, why don't you do the same? So I get what you mean like that, but
I think something also important to note is like, in that case, you know, we're still like teenagers and whatnot. I feel like
I'm not a teenager.
Well, I'm not saying, but at that time is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, we were
at that time, you know, and a lot of those relationships happened during that teenage years, and that doesn't diminish whether or not if something that someone's inflicted on someone is detrimental or not, but it's important to know that I feel like personally we're also navigating through those years, and I think it's different if you're a grown-ass person and doing that, you know, like if you're 22 and being like, nah, you can't talk to them, or
that's
feel like
straight
that,
up toxicity,
you know, and that's what I'm saying. And that's where I was like, okay, they're
that.
obviously not emotionally mature enough to
even be in a relationship.
Exactly.
If people feel that way,
things.
I don't think they're ready for a relationship.
You know,
for
and
sure.
That's something that I've talked to my lady about. I'm not saying she does those things, but I'm just saying like, it's okay for us to mess up right now, you know, because we're still 18, 19. You know what I'm saying? When we get older, it'll be a different story.
Yeah.
You know.
I think that's the homie that checked us in.
Yeah.
He ain't essentially. But basically.
But yeah, and then just something else, I guess more just pertaining to my situation is acceptance and healing. And I've even just heard a lot of people talking about, you know, oh, I'm accepting this or I'm healing through this, but then it's like y'all talk about it, but y'all don't really talk about the process that you're taking, you know? And it's hard to really ask, you know, what's accepting and what's healing, because it's subjective to everyone, to themselves, you know? But something I've just been asking myself and God is just, what does acceptance and healing look like? And what is that process is, you know?
You know, I'd say definitely acceptance is being like, okay, we could just accept whatever situation it is and try to better it. But healing is not letting it affect you anymore. That's what I think healing is.
So then that's the thing is like, even just like a couple weeks ago, like I had a breakdown in my car. I was a little tipsy. And, you know, but I'm just dealing with a lot, you know, and even just what happened with Gio, him getting shot, and that's like 4 years ago, you know. I've known I've accepted and healed from that situation, but me personally, I feel like no matter what situation it may be, I feel like there's always going to be that bit of pain when reflecting on it. Yeah. But that doesn't mean you haven't healed or accepted from that situation.
It's just a painful thing.
You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I definitely still get pretty upset about Alec. You know how he committed suicide. So basically, I'll just tell this story real quick. Alec was a friend of mine that I met during wrestling. I did wrestling my junior year I don't fucking remember. But I did wrestling in high school, and he was one of the team captains. He was 1 grade higher than me, but he was a really good wrestler, and sometimes I would train with him, and he really taught me a lot. I learned a lot from that kid, but we just had a good time. We became brothers because of wrestling and stuff like that. But eventually, he went to college, this and that. I didn't really talk to him much because we weren't super close, but we were good friends. I ended up getting the news from like my friend Eldon while I was like at his house or something that he ended up committing suicide, and that shit hit me by surprise because like last week or like not too long ago, we were all chilling at my other friend Isaiah's house, and we were having like a cereal night where because like my friend Isaiah has just a whole bunch of like different cereals. And so what we did is like, oh, you just give him like $2, and he'll give you a bowl, some milk, and some cereal, and you just eat it with the friends. And we were playing Mario Kart. We were just chilling, and Alec came through towards the end of the night, and I kind of talked to him about stuff. Didn't really catch up, but yeah, I would have never expected some shit like that to happen, and it really affected me. I think at the time, it actually like I was at work, and like that shit made me. It was like not an excuse, but it was an excuse to like finally like break down because it's just pent up shit, and I was like, oh, now my friend died too, so then that's when I quit my job for like the first time and shit like that. But yeah,
Definitely. And I think situations like those, I feel like with that situation, with my situation with Geo, it's teaching us really not to take granted the moments that we have with people.
yeah,
You know, because at least in my situation, I was with him. I left his house right before he got shot. You know, so it's like that surrealness feeling. That's like it caught me by surprise. Like damn,
not only that,
really
it's
happened.
like in situations like that, you can't help but feel like a little bit guilty that maybe if like
Yeah.
you would have done something different, maybe that situation would have been averted.
Yeah, I felt very guilty. I remember
Yeah.
blaming myself for a long time about that because I was like, damn, I could have been there for him. And I asked him too. I was like, you trying to kick it tonight? And he's like, no, I got shit to do.
Yeah, no.
You
No,
know, so
yeah,
it's-
I feel the same way because like that night I didn't have like a genuine like heart to heart conversation. Like I thought we were just hanging and I was cracking jokes with him and shit like that. I didn't really think to be like, hey man, how you doing? Like how was life and shit like that. Just because of the setting, but you can't blame yourself for situations like that.
Yeah, and it's hard, man. It's hard. It's a very hard thing to deal with. You know.
Definitely got to take every moment for like be grateful for it.
That's
What
some-
they say is like God gives us every breath, so like don't take a breath for granted or shit like that. But yeah.
Definitely, and that's something that
y'all, bro. That shit contagious.
tired, bro. I've been up since like 7 a.m.
Same too. Oh, I forgot to say, it is 9:20, Wednesday the 19th of October, as of the time of recording this. So yeah, slowly but surely we got people getting back to their dorms or to their houses.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
just depends on like what. Well, it's a Wednesday.
Is there a curfew here?
Nah.
No.
There's a curfew in the dorms. You can't have people coming in and out of the halls after 12. And I think people have to leave, like guys and girls have to leave, like the opposite gender's dorms by like 11 or something like that.
They got this campus is pretty nice, bro. Like
It's like it's a suburb in the middle of
it's
a
a
ghetto.
suburb around the ghetto, like dead ass. Like they bought a whole bunch of land, probably
There's-
cheap land.
Yeah, there's been crazy things
In
going
Phoenix?
on.
Damn.
Like I don't know if you heard, but 3 GCU girls got killed in a car crash because of a drunk driver, and just right here at the I-17, just right over here. And this happened last week.
How did this happen?
The guy ran, like I don't know how, bro, but for some reason AZ has such a high number of wrong way drivers, and then being intoxicated, and that's what happened.
On the 17 though,
On the
there's a
I-17,
barrier.
bro.
There's a
Uh-huh.
barrier. It's hard to get on the other side.
And even crazy shit like people catching stray bullets, students over here catching stray bullets from other things going on around in the area. Like that just happened, and that happens frequently somehow. It's
That's
crazy.
No, but yeah, GCU is like a private university. I got accepted to it, and I was gonna go here, but broke away. And what's it called? I ended up just going to work, but like this, when I toured this campus, bro, I was like, bro, this feels like a whole nother place. It feels like
It
another
really does.
another town,
It really does, man.
and it's like fairly new, but yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely renovated.
it's a Christian
lot.
university though, so
I'm not Christian. My middle name Christian, if that counts, but
it's my university.
you know, but Yeah, nah, being here at GCU has been crazy. And then speaking of relationships, like I've created such great relationships with my professors. You know, all of my
Yeah.
professors this semester, I'm pretty close with them. You know,
One
I
of,
think. Well,
one
go
of
ahead.
your professors is a Mason,
Yeah, one of my
a
professors is
Knights
Mason.
Templar.
He was so I don't want to say eager, but he was just very upfront about it. And it was funny because he was bringing it up again like a few days ago. He's like, if you guys ever need someone to talk to, come talk to me. As a Freemason, I swore an oath to not tell secrets. Like, he got really fucking into it.
SMH.
It was hilarious.
I mean, I'm not a Mason. I'll never be a Mason. But, like, I know most Masons are not bad people.
Yeah, he good, man. He good people. He just a little nutty in the head.
Yeah, it's just the fucking, the structure that they withhold. That's the shit that pisses me off. But,
Dude,
that's neither here nor there.
I don't know if I told you, but he's died and come back to life.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, bro, he nuts. He's been through some shit, man.
Nuts.
Yeah, he's nuts, bro. Like nuts, like with a Z, like nuts, dude. I'm telling you, crazy.
No, but yeah, I feel like I'm missing out on the college life. Like, if I went here, I definitely don't here.
I think it's more of just like the different kind of opportunities here. You know, I feel like with me, I'm a very social person, and I just try and meet people while I'm here. You know, like I was talking to that one shorty at the beginning of this year, and it's because I met her here, you know? So I feel like that's what's most pertinent to me is just meeting other people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an introvert, so I avoid interactions at all costs. But like when I do interact, I feel like I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Like, for example, when we did the shows, I feel like I did pretty good.
Oh, you killed that.
I feel like I did pretty good for my first performance. I mean, I was zooted, so I kind of fumbled a couple times.
Nah, dude.
But it was fun.
Yeah.
The energy was fucking crazy.
And I was just talking to Ronnie about that, you know? I was telling him, like, I really need to start doing those shows again and start prepping for that once the semester's over, you know?
We do, but I don't think we could hold it at that tattoo shop anymore.
Yeah, I gotta talk to Leo, and I gotta figure out what's going on, and I don't even know if he has a lease up anymore.
Damn.
So
that place was nice. I liked the spot, but the energy was kind of off too.
I feel like it was very like ambiguous. It was very like it had its moments. It definitely had its moments. I feel like towards the end, because I haven't been there in a while, you know, but I know towards the end, like, I don't know, it was starting to get a little weird, and I know Izzo was talking about that.
How's Izzo doing?
He good, man. He been laying, I'm not going to say where, because he only told me and one other person, but he been laying low at his sister's crib, and just really focusing on himself. He just got done messing with that one girl.
Oh, they broke up?
Yeah, they been broken up, bro. He was like, yo, she be smacking the shit out of me, making my lip bleed. Like, I can't deal with this anymore.
Damn.
You know, so he's been laying low at his sister's crib and then just staying away from other people and just trying to focus on himself, you know. So I talk to him usually every week and see how he's doing.
I would have never expected Izzo to be abused like that. He's such a nice guy.
He was like, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I had to smack the shit out of her one time. I'm not gonna lie.
I could never. I could never lay a finger on a person. Well, there was one time where so this is gonna sound so stupid, but this is my perspective, right? So I was chilling at my one and only I don't know at the fucking ex's house, and we just got done eating dinner that her mom made, and her mom had like Amazon Prime or some shit video on. And the first thing that popped up was like Hot Tub Time Machine, so I was like, fuck it, let's watch Hot Tub Time Machine. You know, it came out way back in the day. I was like, maybe it's a good movie, maybe it's not. And so we just put it on, and there was like a bad scene at it, and I was like, okay, could we change it? And then she got mad at me. She was like, why do you want to change it? Is it because you're gonna get hard? And I'm like, no, I just want to change it because now I'm uncomfortable. And then she turned it into a whole argument. And it could have just been avoided if she just let me change it, but no, she wanted to fight. So, and then,
bro,
she just would never listen to my perspective or my viewpoint. She always like,
she's something else, bro.
She was crazy.
I told you, dude.
I can't believe I ever let myself get in that relationship.
I told you, bro.
But told you. But I didn't hit her. I only said because you never listen. That's what I did. I got on her face and I regret it. That's like I felt fucking bad.
You
The
see,
second
like
I did it.
I got this tad a bit inner ghetto in me, and I can't feel bad sometimes when I do that, man.
See, that's you. That's all you.
Yes, man, I know that's
feel
me,
bad.
but
I'm a nice. I feel like I'm a gentle guy. You know what I mean?
yeah, I'm a sensitive person. You know, I'm not soft, but I'm sensitive. There's a difference.
soft.
But I'm definitely a sensitive person. It's like, I don't know. I feel like depending on the circumstance, I can't necessarily feel bad for my reaction. You know. But that's something also that I've been learning from.
You gotta learn how to feel remorse.
I do feel remorse. I definitely do feel remorse, but
That sounds terrible.
I feel like it depends on what it is, you know?
Nah, I feel like in any situation you should not hit a woman.
No, I'm not saying I'm not gonna hit a
okay.
woman. I'm just saying like raising my voice, or I guess in a sense asserting my side, you know?
See, you want my perspective?
Go for it.
I feel like you got to be mature enough to keep it together.
Yeah, and
like,
that's
not raise your voice.
Yeah, and that's, you see, and with my situation with my lady, I didn't raise my voice once. I didn't even cuss at her, you know.
Yeah.
And that's something I've been learning from my OGs. Is he was saying that it doesn't matter what that other person did to you. If you don't respond accordingly how you know you should, then that's on you. You know, at that point, the whole situation becomes towards you.
But that could be taken both ways. You could
definitely.
You could take the high ground, or you could like square up.
And it depends, just again, on the circumstance. Usually, I don't square up. It takes me a lot to get to that point. But if it does get to that point, sometimes I just don't feel bad, man.
It takes a lot to piss me off. Like, you know this.
Yeah.
Like, you know that it takes a lot to piss me off.
Yeah.
But like I also have a short temper. But like I still keep it under control. Like, one thing I've learned is I've learned to just fucking like pause and not say anything and just process whatever the fuck just happened or whatever so, someone said to me.
Bro, now that you say that, like, that's something that me and my lady are working through, because she and I are very dynamically different. And when it comes to any sort of confrontation or things that we need to talk about, she has to give herself an hour a day to process whatever it may have been, and then she wants to talk. Me, on the other hand, I'm just trying to verbalize and get it done like now,
instantly,
you know.
Yeah.
And that creates a bit of friction with us, because it's like we have different methods when it comes
communicating.
to exactly.
I feel like I'm kind of similar in the sense where like I just cut through the bullshit and I just say something, and sometimes I'm very blunt, right? I try not to be. I try to like be mindful. But it's like sometimes I just say some shit that's just like... And
that even with me too, like, I know sometimes I can be blunt, and to my lady, it can come off as insensitive, you know? So I gotta be mindful of how I'm displaying my words and how I articulate myself, you know? But even then, like, she and I are trying to find that middle ground with our communication methods, because I told her, I was like, that's fine if you need to process and talk about things, but then it gets to a point where I feel like we only talk when you're ready and when you're on your terms. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like to an extent that's not all the time going to be fair.
That's true. It's like picking and choosing fights, kind of thing.
In a sense, you know, and I know it's not necessarily like that, but it's like, I told her, I was like, you need to practice verbalizing just a little bit more.
Yeah.
But then I also get that's where she's coming from with the trauma with her mom and her dad not always being around, and then her being in abusive relationships and her being told to be quiet. So I understand where she's coming from, and it's like I'm trying to help her grow and learn how to help her verbalize and articulate herself a little better. You know?
That relationship, like, I'm not toxic. I might be. I don't know. I haven't been in it. But, like, that relationship was so toxic, it made me toxic.
Yeah, dude, that's how it gets.
But, like, I feel like after a while, I've learned not to do that. I've learned that, like, right and wrong. Like, that thing taught me so much. And I feel like if I were to get in a relationship now, I feel like if there's ever something that comes up with me, I'd be like, hey, can we talk about this or something like that. If I see something kind of pisses the person off, I'd immediately be like, would you like to talk about this? Is there something on your mind? And I just do like these like almost daily checks of like, hey, like, is there something wrong? Like let's communicate, because communication is everything.
And there's got to be
you got to be on the same page.
So two things, that communication is important, but it's also making sure the other person understands where you're coming from. You know,
That's true.
Because you can have all the communication, but if the other person not understand what you're saying, it's not gonna mean shit.
That is absolutely true.
You know, and
Because just misinterpretation could be detrimental to a
that's
situation.
and that's something that my lady and I are working through too. Because sometimes I say something and she'll take it the wrong way, and I'm like, that's not what I meant. So then we gotta clash heads a little bit and then talk about it. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
But I forgot what the other thing I was gonna say. It was pertaining to the relationship. But also like something my OG was telling me about too is balancing out the different levels in the relationship. He was talking about the friendship level and then the romantic level and then the deep level. It's important how you balance those things out and trying to figure out where is the best area to be in, because you don't always want to be on that deep communication level because that starts to weigh down a lot.
Yeah, talking about deep stuff. I definitely agree, and be like, you got to be able to joke around. You got to be able to not take things like way too seriously.
Yeah.
Especially with me, because I be saying some dumb shit sometimes, or some shit that like it's just an intrusive thought that I just let slip, and it just sounds terrible, but it's like I don't know.
You see, I'm the same way, because I be saying something like, for example, the way I flirt with my girl sometimes is I'll say some mean shit to her.
Yeah.
Like, she'll be all dressed up, and I'm like, damn, you look ugly as hell.
Damn, you look raggedy.
Yeah. And then she'll take it literally, though. And I'm like, bro, come on.
Yeah.
You know I'm joking.
That's
come on.
funny. Hold on, let me turn the gain down, because homie over there with the skateboard keeps making that shit peak. I mean, more power to him. I want to get him a skateboard too, and fucking learn. But homie with a skateboard be going crazy, bro.
Right.
Nah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how I flirt. I don't really flirt. I've never flirted. I guess I could say some witty shit.
You gotta practice, man.
I'm not gonna practice.
Yeah.
How do you practice flirting?
Shit, I don't know. Talk to yourself in your head. Talk to those voices in your head, man.
Talk to fucking go full skits. Legit though.
That's what I be doing in my head, bro. I got voices in my head. That's what I be doing.
You be joking, but like for real, I think I probably have schizophrenia, bro. Legit.
You never know. Nah, I feel like schizo. I think it's a little more severe, more profound than what people make it to seem.
That's how you know these shits work, bro. Have they been glowing like that this whole time?
You talking about like the light bluish?
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah, that's
bro,
nice.
these are blue light blockers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Have they been glowing like that?
I don't know. I didn't realize it until you said it. No, I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
that's
man.
nice though.
You know, on Tony Stark had some Edith glasses that he put on, and it's just like basically it gave him control to all his robots and shit like that. It was sick.
Yeah, I got the what's it called? What's in my bag on me? But the clip-on shades.
Oh, they should on those.
Yeah. Obviously, I don't have them on right now, but they're polarized.
You get the fucking flip-ons.
Not the clip-ons. Like I can clip them off, like these parts right here.
You just clip it.
Yeah,
dude, you gotta get the flippers,
magnet?
bro. You gotta get the flippers, bro.
Nah, that's extra.
I can see you with some flippers.
That's extra, bro. That's extra as hell.
You extra.
I feel like the clip-ons that I have right now. That's a big. Oh shit!
He flinched. Where'd that bitch flinch?
That motherfucker big. You see that?
It is big.
That motherfucker huge.
I'm gonna try to catch it.
Fuck that shit. That motherfucker big.
Oh snap! Yeah, he's gone. That's a grasshopper. Back in Mexico, we have grasshoppers that big in fucking Mexico.
Those are locusts. That's crazy.
Locusts, straight locusts.
That motherfucker sat right there and looked me dead in the soul. That shit scared me, bro.
I just saw the shadow and I saw you flinch.
That motherfucker was right there and looked me dead in my soul. He turned right towards me. Like, you go back and watch that. He turned right towards me and looked at me dead in my eyes.
Surprise, man. Nah, but yeah. Back in Mexico, they used to eat them shits, bro. They used to fry them.
That's crazy.
I'm dead ass.
I bet.
Dead ass, bro.
I bet, man.
Fucking, back in Mexico, we'd be down bad, bro. Like, down bad. Like, like our neighbors used to give us, like, spoiled food to eat.
That's crazy.
Serious, bro.
That's crazy.
But it'd be like that. You know, we outside. We do it all right.
Crazy.
We do it all right.
You should, I've been telling Victoria, but I'm gonna tell you the same thing. Like, I think you should really, I know we've talked about it, but working on your own autobiography, because I think it would
really
be,
gotta do that.
I think it'd be very good.
I really gotta do that.
That's something that I've been kind of flipping through and kind of added on towards recently.
I think I'm gonna just do a Google Doc like you are.
Yeah.
I wanted to handwrite it out, and I might eventually handwrite it out.
Yeah.
But it's gonna take so long, especially with the method that I speak in or write in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. I'll definitely get on that though, for sure.
Yeah, you should.
I'll even link it in the description and shit.
You definitely do.
Like a view only version of it.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be kind of dope. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, and that's just because I was telling my lady that but she was like, why? And I'm like, because you got a powerful story, dog. You know?
Everybody has their own unique story.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth something to do. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I got a feeling I'm probably gonna be here a while, but at the same time, you never know. I could die tomorrow.
Well, and that's something that I talk to my lady about, and even my mom about sometimes, because I always feel like I'm not gonna. I swear, I never thought I was making it past 18, dude.
Me neither.
After realizing like all the things that I was going through as a kid, and then just hearing what my family and my friends are going through, and then just realizing how messed up the world is. Like, I never thought I'd make it past 18, and now that I'm 19, I'm like, damn, I'm in this bitch. Like, I'm really here, and it's like I don't even know if I'm gonna make it to 30.
Yeah.
You know, like I get that feeling sometimes. You know?
I didn't think I didn't know what the fuck I was gonna do after high school, because when I was like a sophomore or something, I was gonna apply for DACA, but I was 1 month too young to apply, and then they stopped the program, the Trump administration.
That's crazy.
And then so then I was like, well, fuck, I'm just not even gonna try anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I still tried, but I wasn't giving it like my full effort.
Yeah.
And so because of that, I just didn't know, without DACA, which is like the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a program that if you apply for it lets you get like Social Security, it lets you get a work permit, and it lets you go to college. And even with that, you can get college scholarships and apply for FAFSA, so you can pay for student loans and shit like that. But if you don't, like, you can only go to private university, which is why I applied for GCU. I got it fucking accepted, but I wasn't able to go. And yeah, I can't even do like community college. But since that happened, I was like, well, what the fuck is like after this? Like, 'cause I can't get a job because I don't have the what's it called? I don't have like a work permit. It gives you a work permit too. DACA is hella nice. My sisters got lucky and they got it, but not me. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still here though. Still here.
Yeah. Yeah, Evelyn was going through the same thing, man, because, literally the exact same thing.
They're accepting renewals, but not new applicants. Like, I submitted my application like 3 years ago. 3 or 2 years ago. And yeah, still not.
That's crazy.
All I'm waiting for is for them to hit me back up and be like, oh, here's your biometrics appointment. Come in and get your shit ready. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
That's the whole process, man.
But yeah.
Something else that, like, I feel like just in that, like, because our situations are so different. Even just with, like...
You know what I was going to say?
What?
White people
You know what's funny about a lot of people here don't even think I'm white.
You're...
Like,
yeah,
I'm obviously
I
I'm half white and half Mexican, but...
I mean...
It's like white people here. You know what I'm saying?
It's the fucking beard, bruh. White people don't grow mustaches. They keep it clean. I keep it clean. I shaved the other day. And that shit, it's just spooky because, like, you don't want to cut yourself, especially because I had, like, pimples. But
I'm not even worried about cutting myself. It's like, I look like a little baby when I shave, you know what I mean? But
for that new school picture, you gotta shave, bro.
Nah,
you gotta get me an ID, bro.
Dude, I'm gonna look like a whole different person. I'm gonna look like...
It'll be worth it.
I'm gonna look like high school Mike if I shave. That's the young menace Mike.
Dude, I feel like you'll be fine with all the tattoos.
I'm not even worried about my appearance. It's just I think it's when I shave. Yeah. I don't like shaving anymore.
When I shave, I look cleaner.
Obviously, I trim. Yeah.
I definitely look cleaner.
Obviously I trim and I keep a clean cut, but other than that, I really don't care.
You got anything else? Any other points to say?
No, not really. Just here living the
dream.
The Lopes life, whatever they want to call it.
Oh hell no! Get the fuck out.
Nah, that was that white.
It's kind of cringy, like college life. but like I said, I think I'm still missing out. You know, I eventually want to get like a PhD in like physics or something like that, but we'll see where it goes.
It's a
I know
long
there's like an
process.
age limit to get a PhD. That's what fucking sucks. There's an age limit for studying, bro.
Yeah, that's what my OG's going through. He actually just got his PhD, and what am I forgetting? He just got it in something. I can't think of it right now.
Alright, well, I think that's a good point to wrap it up. We've been going for probably fucking 30, probably like 35 minutes. Because we had a little section.
Something
earlier.
like that.
Yeah, hope you guys
Wrap it up
enjoyed.
like that.
This is my friend Michael.
It's good. Probably be on another one at some point.
Damn you, don't leave me hanging.
Oh, my bad, G. My bad. I'm out on these mosquito bites. Mosquitoes be fucking me up.
That's why I wore long pants.
You know what I'm saying? You see my feet?
Luckily my arms are good, but yeah.
Nah, you see my foot, dog? You see
Bye.
that?
Oh, snap!
Yeah, it looked like,
That dude has like 30
like
snaps.
Nagasaki on it.
Alright.